this. You can play any song you would like to play for me, and I'm in dreamland. I absolutely love this.
This is one of your favorites, isn't it?
It's really one of my favorites, and it reminds me of being a young kid over my Uncle Harry's house and sitting on the couch watching television as my parents played poker in the kitchen. And listening to all the late night shows on Saturday night, and then going to sleep to this stuff. And then my uncle had a Christmas tree in the window, and I remember it branded in my head, the great moments of your childhood, where you hear the clinking of glasses and you smell smoke. And you hear laughter and the chips flying around, and then the television, and then the carols and the Christmas music, and then the tree in the window, and then a kid, 5, 6, 8-year-old kid, just goes out like a light, And the next thing you know, he wakes up in the back seat of the car, and next thing you know, your dad's putting you in bed, and you wake up. You go to sleep knowing that you're in the greatest, warmest cocoon you could possibly be in. At this time of year with your parents, and everybody is just so happy and thrilled, and you look forward to great moments as a kid, and you wake up and the tree is out there and people are shopping, and your mom says get ready because every day there's something going on.
There is. It seems like when you're a kid, there's just everything is going on. It takes forever for Christmas to get there, doesn't it? There's
really
it's a long queue line up to Christmas. And then when you get older, it's like, hey, decorate. And then next thing you know, hey, it's Christmas Day, and then you're ripping the decorations down. But as a kid, it takes forever for it to get there.
No, it really is true. And we've got a great tradition in this country of celebrating. I was at a friend's house, Hugh Hefner's house, this last week, and he played "It's a Wonderful Life," Jimmy Stewart, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. And everybody, you can't watch that movie today, especially. You can't watch that movie today and not get a tear in your eye, and because it rings so true to the human core, to the human spirit of really what it is to be alive.
What's that movie where and by the way, Fred Dreyer back with you, and Michael Horn here on the Fred Dreyer PM Show Weekend Edition. What's the kid that sticks his tongue on the pole or something? And what is that? The Christmas Story?
Christmas Story.
And that's another big.
That's another beauty, and you can play it every year. It's timeless, and all those things are just the films and the backdrop, the music, the soundtrack, the visual tract of your life as a kid. I got a phone call from my daughter, and we all think that when you have kids, your grandkids will always be around you, and it's not necessarily true. My grandkids are in Oklahoma City, and so it's a happy time, but it's a sad time, and so. Do
you visit? Do you go back there?
Oh yeah, I was back this last summer for 10 days, and the life just goes so fast that I get thinking, geez, am I missing out on my grandkids' lives, and how can I stay current? How can I stay in their mind? And you can send them cards, you send them all kinds of things. You can you can text the mother, and the mother can have them call you, and all these things, and you can send them gifts and presents and stuff. And I just got to give some presents off to them last week, and they have them now. And
do they listen to the show? Do they listen to Gramps on the show?
Probably not.
Really?
Yeah, probably
Let's
not.
Get them a Wi-Fi radio, or get them hooked up on cable so they can listen.
Well,
to you.
When we get going here, we start polishing it.
Okay,
we're going to be fine.
Okay.
But it's interesting that I've just had my new CRN business cards printed up.
By the way, Fred Dreyer, ladies and gentlemen, does have a CRN business card. Eric O doesn't even have those yet, and Fred's already beat Eric O with business cards. Eric, you're behind the times here.
Well, the people do slip behind the curve, but and I should be ahead of Eric, by the way. I got here before he did.
Well, but he was working weekends.
Well, he was working weekends, but he doesn't deserve a card yet.
Really?
Yeah,
so he's polishing too?
No, I get the cards first, and then Eric gets it.
Okay, gotcha. I understand. So, I think Tomas has some cards.
He's got everybody's card. He's got cards he shouldn't have.
Exactly right. That's how he gets into places.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. He's got keys he shouldn't have, and he drives cars he shouldn't have. He has more cars than I've ever seen.
Tommy's that way, man.
Well, what are you going to do? Emma gives me a call, and I said, "Hi, honey, how are you? I miss you so much. I wish I was there with you." And she says, "Where are you?"
This is your daughter now?
This is my granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Emma. She's 4. She was 4, and so she's like 4, almost 4.5.
Says, oh boy, breaking your heart.
And
She says, "Where are
hilarious. She says, "Where are you? Are you going to come to my house?" And I said, "I can't come now, but I'm going to come after the first of the year." So forth and so on. And it does hurt me because it makes me feel great because that's right. It's foremost on her mind.
you?" Yeah, she wants you there
She
for the
wants
best
me
days.
there. Yeah, she wants me there.
Christmas is the best days, and she
Yeah.
wants Grandpa
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and there's a natural disappointment in her voice when I say, I can't make it, so we're chatting, and I asked her, I said, how's your house? Is your tree up yet? Yeah, tree's up. And so I get talking to her, and I said, I remember the last Christmas we were together, and I went back for Christmas,
Right.
and I said, we had so much fun, didn't we? And she said, yeah, and I'm sure she didn't remember it, but it was a quarter of a century lifetime ago. A year ago, she's 4.
Wow.
That's 25% of your life. So, but she has better memory than I do sometimes.
Yes.
And I know you do too.
What?
I know you. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, what happens is
This is your granddaughter you're talking about?
so
Okay,
yeah, so
hang on.
I said, look, I love you. I'll be talking to you, and we'll talk on Christmas morning and so forth and so on. So I hang the phone up. And I start to reminisce. And I'm thinking, gosh, I remember the last Christmas we spent together. All the kids were gathered, and you have Danny the dog.
Oh, Danny the dog.
Danny the dog, who's a yellow lab, whose tail is like a whip.
So it can hit a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, here's what's
Drinks
interesting.
on the table or whatever.
Well, his tail is exactly at the same level as most of the coffee tables. So
They can clean a couple of tables off.
So Danny sees a bunch of people having a drink around the coffee table, so he comes over, and his tail whips and knocks over all the drinks.
Yes.
And of course, everybody goes, "Oh, Danny, what a jackass! Get him out of here!" And he feels bad about it. I said, "No, leave him in here. It's all right. Just leave him in here." So I said, "Danny, sit down. You're in trouble, but don't push it." So sit down near the door. So he sits down near the door and stuff. And then when people come in, he gets up again, does the same thing. So every time someone comes in, he gets up and he sits down. He gets up, sits down.
But that's a gift idea for your daughter now, because you could get those coffee tables that are higher. They could have bar level right around, so everybody has to reach up and put their glass up there.
Exactly.
But Danny would be happy.
Yeah, you have to bring a horse in to knock it off.
Exactly right. There you go.
And so the couple of last Christmas, a couple of Christmases ago, there's Emma, 3. And then the other 3 and the 5-year-olds. So there's a pack of little girls running around.
So there's 3 grandkids.
I have 2.
2.
But there's other kids there.
Okay, I got you.
There's other kids there. And this, I'll get into the most of the story on next break.
Tease us. Give us a tease.
But it is hilarious this time of the year. And this is the reason I absolutely love Christmas and this time of the year. Certainly I get to wear my shirt. But at the same time, to get to intermingle with the kids, the little people, and watch what they do and see how they interact with the grown-ups, and just realize that it wasn't too far ago that we were there.
Yeah, we were
there. We were there, and
watching the Ed Sullivan Show, right?
Watching the Ed Sullivan Show, Steve Allen Show.
They always had Christmas specials, right?
Yeah, and listening to Dick Lane, Pound Defenders of the '52 Chevys at Giant Felix Chevrolet. We'll be right back.